ULTI.TV.
Welcome back, viewers to ULTI.TV. Simon Talbot here with semi-final action here at the 2013 Australian Ultimate Championships between Hot Chili from Melbourne to your right of screen of the yellow and Sydney's Colony Plunder to the left. Wind has definitely picked up since this morning, quite strong, blowing from right to left of your screen. Not the first time these teams have met this tournament. They met opening game on day one in their pool, where Plunder took the win third. I believe it was 13-12 over Hot Chili. But as keen fans of Ultimate will know, things can change over 2 days, and it's always very difficult to get the second win against the same team. Plunder had a relatively easier run to the finals, winning their quarterfinal comfortably, but Chile had a bit more of a fight, having to win on Universe point against Firestorm. Tullett with the pull, and that's going to sail out of bounds. So Chile will start from the brick mark on their first offense point with Hoi Vu to pull the disc. It's definitely warmer here today as well compared to previous days. We're probably sitting at about 24, 25 degrees. We fully expect the wind to play a major part of this game. Vu to start with Matt Dowell on the mark. Chile running a horizontal offense to Rigaki. Rigaki puts it up high looking for Thomas. Floating a long time in the air, probably sailing a little bit too far, and drifts out of bounds. Tom Tullett to resume play with the disc, 64 from goal. With Josh Hookerman on the mark. Other semi-final being played today between Magon and Pillage. You might catch glimpses of that in the background of this coverage, but that's also being covered by ULTI.TV. Colony Plunder running a vertical stack, and Dow gets up with a big grab right on the sideline. Back to Tullett. Not much happening upfield, we'll have to look dumb. To Blakely, cuts up the line. Comes across to Norton. Norton to Matt Dow with Rigaki on the mark. Back to Tullett, but I believe there was a travel call made at some point. This is back with Matt Dow. Dumps back to Tullett. Tullett wants a forehand bomb, but there's not much happening upfield for him. In shot to Antdow. Antdow with a big sweeping backhand, but the wind makes it die short. And Matt Dow can't quite get there. Disc rolls all the way back out to just about Chile's own end zone, where Tom Rigaki's going to pick up and play. With his mark switch, Pete Blakely going to Tom Rigaki. Both contenders for the Aussie Crocs team this year, going to the World Games in Colombia. Rigaki to restart. Puts a long floaty one out to Paddy Dunn, but Antdow too good. Quick restart to Tullett, 35 from goal. Comes out to Taylor. Taylor looking for Tullett. Gets a beautiful gain up the line. Pulls it up to Antdow, just outside the end zone. Dumps to Tullett. Swings out to Blakely. With Hoiver on the mark. Goes inboard short to Will Norton. And Colony Plunder draw first blood, getting the upwind goal to make it 1-0. Pella with the pull. Both teams had a very lengthy warm-up today to get accustomed to these conditions, but still, once you're in game mode, it can be different. A couple of wayward throws already from both sides. Pella with a long pull down the end zone. Reeves goes to trap it. Believe it was touched before he went out, so he'll have to bring it back in from the back. Gonna need plenty of offensive work to get it out of that end zone. Really caught in tight. Goes out wide, caught by Taylor about 2 metres short of the end zone, but foul called on the throw, so it'll go back to Reeves. Plunder are definitely up and about on their toes now. They can smell a bit of blood. They'd love to get a Callahan early to make it 2 breaks. Otherwise the buys fires to Anderson, but Anderson doesn't go to it quick enough, and Taylor comes with the run through D. Colony with the opportunity for a second break right on the goal line. Taking their time to get to it. Set themselves up with a vertical stack with, I think it looks like Taylor isolated at the back there. Only one additional handler out. Taylor with the restart. And gets a nice easy pass. And that is 2-0 to Plunder. 2 breaks up early, and Chile will have to dig deep to find themselves back in the game here. Taylor talking to his team, firing him up for another D point. If they could get a third break to open the game with 2 up-win points, it would definitely put them in the box seat for a berth in the final tomorrow. A few changes on that line. A few guys making their first point of the game. Yannick Savage it was who caught that last goal. They're playing very well from this weekend. Campbell, Cookman, out to Campbell again. A couple of easy gainers there. Campbell puts it up looking for Rigaki. Marked by Blakely. I think the disc Blakely got to just poor Rigaki, knocking it out of bounds. And Plunder get another shot going upwind. Chile's had a great run this season after missing many players last season due to the Worlds campaign. A lot of their players play for the Australian Masters team. They've come back and hit some great form this season, winning SMO earlier this season. Tail with a restart to Norton. Norton looking up the line again. Goes from Boyd to Blakely, who gets just above the ground. They've got cycling through to Alexander to Tullett. One's big, but not many options happening. Norton got himself a bit of time to throw before the mark's on. Norton comes in. Alexander working really hard this point. He went about 40 metres deep and then back under for that cut. Blake with the up the line cut. Again, up the line to Cookerman, but fumbles the disc. Campbell gets there to put enough pressure on. And another turnover. Campbell to restart. About 55 from goal. Low backhand to Quickman. Puts it up high, looking for Mike Baker. Sitting up for him, and he skids in on his knees, catches it safely, and calls first time out of the game. With the disc right on the goal line. Mike Baker with the disc right on the goal line. Avoided laying out there. He's got a long history of shoulder injuries, so he played it somewhat safe with that catch there. Chile running with 4 players in the stack, with Quickman isolated at the front. Brett Anderson and Steve Thomas at the back possibly, or Tom Rigaki in the middle there, with 2 extra handlers out. Right on the line, perpendicular to Mike Baker there. This is in. Must be a bit of a set play here. And Mike Baker finds Brett Anderson all on his own on the break side to open their account on the scoreboard. 2-1 to Plunder. Rigaki to pull upwind. Need to get it around the brick mark or better to really put enough pressure on this Plunder offense. Sends it up and makes that distance easily, but could be fading out of bounds. Drops just short. Drops well short, actually. Webb for Plunder, looking for break. And it's a Blakely. This will be sort of a junk, almost clam defense. Forward on the mark. It's a Dow. It's a Blakely. Sorry, there's Webb there with the disc. Blakely now. Dow. Blakely. puts it through the middle to Wickrama on the wing there. Beautiful throw. Nice inside out. Comes back to Webb. Webb quickly to Dow. Gets the follow-up. It's about 30 from goal. Chile switch to man. Plunder got very good gains of that. No transition there. Wickrama. To Blakely. Beautiful breakthrough at the back looking for Dow, but puts it out just too far for him. Wind didn't catch that one, sort of died down a bit. I think he just put a little bit too much power on it. Rigaki with the restart. Looking to go deep early, but puts it up short to Ritter. Up the line, cut block very well. Seems to be a call on the mark there. Might have been contact going into a foul. It's a pretty aggressive mark there from Winforth. Good on the sideline, 55 from goal. Low on options. Contention over where his foot's starting from. Puts it long out wide. And Paddy Dunn can't quite get to it. With Eshan Wickrama with the run through D. Plunder to restart, about 15 from goal on the near sideline. Plenty of early cuts coming, but well coming by Chile. Looks up the line, and in comes Troy Booth with the poach D. Read that well, Booth. His play was coming off the front of the stack just as the upper line cut was going, so all they need to do is just extend that a little bit further to knock it to ground. Rigaki will start the disc on the near sideline. About 60 from goal. Looking infield, goes all the way across to Junker. Junker to Booth. Short to Rigaki. Rigaki looking to go, play aggressive, looking to go for the big throw, but draws a foul out of Blakely. A discussion happening between the pair over the intent of the mark. Seems Rigaki's contending was a little too aggressive. Blakely thinks he was quite fine. Foul ends up being contested. Starting for score count 2. Swing out to Junker. Good aggressive mark from Antdow there. Not giving Junker much room to work. Puts it low to Vu. Vu out to Rigaki. Picks the gap beautifully between Dow. Finds Booth on his own. Just short of the end zone line. Puts it out wide to Redare, but it misses. It goes up too wide, and Antdow comes in. Cleans up the scraps to Webb. Webb with plenty of options, but taking his time. There's no need to rush this one. Out wide to Matt Dow, deep in their own end zone. Matt puts it, steps out, puts a big wide backhand. Junker takes it early, but didn't quite put enough on it, and Dow could have had a second grab at that, but may have landed out of bounds anyway. Chile get another 20 minutes deep in the game. We're still at 2-1. Oivu right on the line. Matt Dow on the mark. Forehand into Rigaki, but Blakely with the layout D. Rigaki contending he had it first. Blakely contests. Believes he didn't get Rigaki's hand. Probably the right outcome there. It was a bit of a messy contest, that one. Back to Vu. Puts it up high, but it's going to fall short because of the wind. And Rigaki went up for it early. Booth was at the back, thought he might have had it, but the wind killed it. Dead in the air, and it dropped straight to ground before anyone could get a hand on it. Tiger Webb to restart. About 50 from goal. Horton on the mark. Already another pick call on the stack before this was even in play. I think we're going to see a few of those calls today. Teams making sure no one gets the advantage unfairly. Webb looking to swing to Blakely with Booth on the mark. Blakely puts it up. Going deep, but I look for Ash and Wickrama. In comes Junko with a big layout block. Great run down by Mark Junker there. Supported there by Paddy Dunn. I think Wickrama was probably out of position. Probably had run a little too quickly for that one, but still, nonetheless, a great effort by the two Chile players to get there and put pressure on it. Rugaki will start with the disc on Chile's own goal line. Calls a timeout. Second one of the half called already, with the score at 2-1. Chile with their second timeout of the half already. We're about 23 minutes on the game clock. Still in the fourth point of the game. We're almost up to 10 minutes on this point alone. Similar play happening in the other semi-final. The score 5-0 over there in Pillage's way. Gaki to start with their disc. With Chile running, it's a stack they've been trialling out this season. Somewhat of a horizontal, but isolating Troy Booth in the middle there. And down poaching up both handlers on the near sideline. Low throw out in front of Booth, and he gets to it with a great layout. Puts it out back in the middle to Rugaki. Rugaki puts it long and hard, looking for Horton and Dunn. Horton takes it just short of the goal line and puts it into Pat Dunn to make the score 2-2. Chile's first break and first upwind of the game. We're back to an even contest. Anderson to pull for Chile. Keeps it low and flat, although I think that might almost sail out. Kicked up by the wind at the last second there. It drifts out of bounds for a brick. Webb to restart. Chile running with their, looks like clam zone again. Dow, back to Webb. Back to Dow. Plunder were playing the same style at SMO, where they were content just to work the disc around quickly, wait for the transition to happen, get the quick enough field games on the transition. And look at that, Dow right over the top to Henry Thomas on his own, but puts it down. Chile with the disc on the halfway line. Campbell to Folks. Folks to Pash. Pash about 20 from goal to Campbell. Chile running the vertical stack on the offense. Nice tidy cuts, only coming one at a time. Baker to Folks. Folks looking for a breakthrough. Puts it out low and wide to Anderson. Anderson through the middle. Looking for Thomas, but it was a bit too low for him. Ground's a long way away for Thomas. Webb with the restart. Chile set up their zone again. That's Dow. Dow goes to the big hammer again, looking for his brother. With plenty of bodies under it, and Christopherson putting his body on the line. Disc goes to ground. Folks with the disc, 15 from goal. Out wide to Mike Baker. Somehow gets through the arms of laying out Dow. Baker touched the catch right in the corner of the end zone, and it's 3-2 to Chile. Two breaks to each team now, both with one upwind. They're back on serve, but whether we even get to half at the rate points travelling could be a difference. Rugaki with the pull. Long floaty pull again that I think is going to drift out of bounds. Falls out short by about 2 metres. We'll restart from a brick. Webb to restart. Currently playing pretty short rotation for the time being. Number of players playing multiple points. Webb to Blakely. Chile with their zone again. Talent breaks through the cup to Dow. Out to Blakely. They're shown working hard to break open the gaps, but Chile aren't buying any of them. Dow. Over the top to Blakely. 35 from goal. To Wickrama. Out wide to Tullett. to Dow. It's the same 4 players involved in this point so far, but the wings are doing a great job keeping the deeps busy. We're out to man. Blake has to lay out to get that one. Webb with a beautiful up the line cut. Going to about 15 metres from goal. Again up the line to Blakely. And Blakely puts a beautiful outside, inside out backhand through to Tullett waiting at the back to make it a nice, easy 1 possession offence. 3-all. Tullett to pull for Colony. Upwind pulls have been going alright for Colony so far. Getting them in fielding and giving them enough time to set up. It's a long wide, but I think the wind's held this one up and that one's going to drift out of bounds. Chile will get the restart from the brick mark. Folks with the restart. Back in now to Thomas. Thomas to Baker, to Lee Baker, puts it out to Gareth Byers. Beautifully weighted forehand flick. Right into the arms of Byers. Didn't even have to reach full speed. Beautifully put, and that makes it 4-3. Chile with the upwind pull. Sweet Chile are over on the sideline now to support their club mates. With both teams having the upwind point each now and the score back on serve, it's really just going to become a downwind shootout this game. A lot of 1 possession offense. Ragaki lands a pull in. Chile coming down with their zone again. Webb to Tullett. Big swing pass out to Dow. Has to wait for it, but catches it under no pressure. Webb. Dow. To Webb. Again, Colin just seemed content just to run the passes out until they transition and then look to get gains there. But I think Chile transitioned a bit better this time. Blakely. Stuck with the zone. Outside, everyone with that. Beautiful outside in break by Blakely. He gets it back. Working hard on both sides of the field. Webb steps out back to Blakely. To Webb. Webb gets it in. Breaks it through ahead of the D of Booth. Blakely to Webb. So they look to be transitioning now. Wickramer. Having a good game today, working hard along with the Australian reps on the side. Blakely being brought to Dow. Dow up one to Tullett. Catches just inside the front corner of the end zone to make it 4-all. Tullett's pull with 39 minutes gone on the game clock. Makes his pull a bit sharper. Lands it in bounds. Restart to Boyd Berry. Go out to Larson. Colony now, Plunder now running with the zone of their own. Zuckerman right on the sideline. Puts Scoot on the top, but bounces off the hand of Taylor. And Colony get the turn with the chance to get an upwind break at the advantage once again. Tullett, 35 from goal. Straight up the line. Puts the flick up. Late stall count. Zuckerman with the grab. Gareth Byers in middle to Larson. Larson, oh, straight throw, straight into Ant Dow. Tullett with the disc, 18 from goal. Wants to make this one pass, puts a hammer over the top to Ant Dow. Beautiful break throw, right as the wind had died down. And Colony get the vital break to go upwind to take the lead 5-4. Plunder pulling downwind this time. It's going to hands to Tullett, who's played every point so far. Plunder running with a pretty short rotation. Blakely only having 1 point off so far. Taylor playing most points as well, same with Matt Dow. Whereas Chile have kept a relatively short rotation, but they're making full use of their line squad, getting most players playing at least 1 or 2 points so far. Pull goes up. Big long lady pull. Probably should land just in bounds. Reeves there to trap it. Into Folks. Folks to Rugaki. Plunder definitely recognising the threat. Mike Baker. Puts a beautiful throw out to Rugaki's advantage. Rugaki puts the backhand up. Looking for Thomas. Thomas got position on down. The disc flows up a bit too long. Thomas runs down under it and throws the disc into Larson. Not to Booth, sorry. And Chile strike back straight away to get the upwind point. We're at 5-all. Ball comes up for Brett Anderson. Floats up for a long, long time. Fades late and drops just in bounds. Webb to pick up the disc. Zone sets up around him. It's Dow. Dow has to Blakely. Back to Dow. Big hammer over the top. To Talu, sends a big line backhand down. Looking to Thomas, but this pops up and Bukarama picks it up. Henry dishes out to Dow. Plunder on the move now. Thomas. Inboard to Bukarama. 35 from goal. Swing out wide to Blakely. Blakely 20 from goal. Forehand out to Thomas. Trying to settle back down. They're not looking to rush it in the end zone, but puts it up. Floaty for Dow against Campbell. But Matt Dow just too tall for Steve Campbell there. Late support coming in from Anderson and Baker, but Dow just had perfect position there. And Plunder go upwind again to take the lead once more. 6-5. Pellet to pull once more. Ooh, false start on that one. Kirby can pull a different way that time, but keep it in bounds. Then it's the middle of the field. Quickman traps it to Vu. Vu to Rugaki. Puts the backhand up in the Booth direction. Beautifully played. Booth all on his own. Booth on the goal line. Swings out to Vu. Vu out to Byers. Simple as you like. One pass offense from Chile there. Aided by the strong backhand of Tom Rugaki. Positioning of Booth. And the fight by Byers in the end zone. 6-all. Booth with the pull. Probably taking a long time with their discussion on the line there. Update from the other fields. Pillage are up 10-3 on Megan at the moment, so almost safe to say Pillage have booked their tickets to tomorrow's final. Web to restart, deep in their own end zone, into that down. Chile running zone again. Web, Bukarama had to lunge for it, but got there in the end. Web, Bukarama tend to give guard the sideline here. Single backhand dumps it out. Fumbles the catch, but hangs onto it. Puts it over the top to Dow. Dow, big hammer over the top, looking for Thomas, but comes in and gets it ahead of Paddy Dunn. Wants to take a shot, but gets it through the middle. Bukarama through his hands that time. It's a good yardage game on the roll there. They're about just under 30 from goal. Probably closer to 25 from goal. Folks to pick up the disc for Chile. Osprey is very, very strong at the moment. Reeves. Just a bit untidy at the moment. Reeves still wants the upfield shot, wants the break. Floats the backhand, but straight into the waiting hands of Talent to Blakely. 60 from goal. Forehand to Dow. Breaks back out to Blakely. Swings across the Talent, floats up. Not long enough for Chile to get there. Bukarama is playing very, very well today. Thomas. Pops up to Wikrama. Looks to throw upfield. He's feeling a bit confident at the moment. Webb. Break forehand out to Matt Dow. Down to Tullet. No movement at all in the stack. Tullet still patient, waits for it to come. Ruth is as you like with the post deep. Solid throw coming a mile away. Continues with the deep cut. Folks crosses out to Christopherson. Christopherson to Dunn. Folks running a bit too quick for Dunn's throw there. Falls in behind him. And Plunder will get another go. Swing to the far side of the field to Webb. Down to Thomas. Virtually no movement at all from the stack here for Plunder. It's going to have to be worked around with short undercuts. Webb. There goes the long hack looking for Tullet. Chris Dobson comes in over the top, but Tullet comes down with it, 2 hands on the disc. Forehand out to Webb. Oh, sorry, to Blakely. For another upwind goal. Tullet with the pull again. Great grab by him in that last point to set up that goal. Going back with the flight of the disc.
5 minutes until game on.
Junker content to let the disc hit the ground and roll out of bounds. Rugaki with the restart. Infield to Junker. Junker to Baker, but a bit too far for him. Plunder get a go up by 2. Going downwind about 15 from goal on the near sideline. Matt Dow with the disc. Breaks out to Tullet. Tullet wants a big, but not much happening upfield for him. Puts a big inside out backhand. Has flown about 20 metres out of the back of the end zone. I think it was on a high stall count there. I think he just had to put it for territory.
5 minutes until women's game on.
And wild throw from Tullet there. Gives Chile the restart, 64 from goal. Rugaki. Break out to Lee Baker, who puts a long floaty backhand up. It's going to fall short. Aiming for Brett Anderson, but Blakely picks it up to Wood. His first point of the game, but puts it on the ground. Rugaki. Calling his own up, but Mike Baker just gets it up. But Plunder contending that was down. It's a bit tricky from our perspective, but Mike Baker contends that he got his hand to it. Crowd calling up, but crowd is largely pro-Chile, so make of that what you will. Rugaki, big floaty backhand. That's going to sit in the air for a long time. Lots of bodies gathering under it. And Matt Dow comes down with it. Savage to Dow. Dow with a big backhand. Heard a big slap, but that might have been on the follow through. Thought that might have been a foul call, but disc goes to ground. And Chile will restart again from 64. Rugaki with the restart. Only running zone, puts a big floaty blade. Larson got a hand to it, but made contact with the ground out of bounds before inbounds. Plunder to restart, 35 from goal. Tullet walking to this, taking his time, getting the vertical set up. Lakeland out the front of the stack. Could be an early shot here. Tullet with eyes firmly planted upfield. And puts it out. Tullet again with a straight backhand. Getting a little too excited, looking to hit the goal too early. Rugaki restarting for his third attempt to Lee Baker. Through the middle to Mike Baker. To Larson. Chile working it much better this time. To Junker. Found plenty of gaps here in the zone. Campbell. to Regaki. Swings back to Campbell. Content to go back and forth all day, these guys. To Lee Baker. To Campbell. Junker. Break to Baker. Back to Campbell. Campbell big, swinging out wide to Regaki. About 25 from goal. Brett Anderson always owned the end zone, just tempting the throwers. Junker. Regaki. To Baker. Out wide to his namesake. To Campbell. Baker. The siren you hear is not related to this game. That's for the other time slots. We're still very much going in this game with at least half an hour game time to go. And Regaki finds Mike Baker through a gap in the middle with a magnificent forehand. A lot of power behind it. Baker clasps his hands on it. Nice and safe to bring the score back to 7 each. Regaki with the pull. Crucial point, this one. Floating a lot, but we think it's going to drift out of bounds. Plunder will restart from the brick mark. Dow with the restart on the brick. To Tallett. Content to give go these two. How many gaps happening in this Chilly zone? Dow goes to ground but recovers, picks up the disc. Hammer over the top looking for Thomas, positioned out the wing. Big high floaty backhand. But finds Hampdow on his own with several Chilly players chasing down, but perfectly weighted backhand past that one right as the wind had died down to make it 8-7. Well, throwing the grass up. The wind's still going the same direction, Tallett, so keeps his pull low. Rolling in, stop, trapped by Reeves to Folks. To Byers. Plunder back to man offense. Reeves, beautiful work by the handlers here. Foul on the mark as Reeves tried to pivot across by Wynn. Really isolating Baker and Regaki in the middle here, Chilly. Bit messy among the handlers there. Folks missed the pass, but Regaki was there to clean up the scraps. Back to Folks. 35 from goal. Great marking there by Tallett. Puts just almost out of Regaki's reach. Foul called on the throw. I think it was Taylor there desperately diving across to stop that gain. Regaki with the disc again, 20 from goal. Mark falls over. Regaki has a free shot at it. Great one-handed grab by Thomas there. I think there's a foul call back. Might have been a travel call. Not sure what Taylor was contending there. I think this is going to come back. Call's withdrawn. Play continues. Disc is with Steve Thomas, about 12 from Chilly's goal. Needing this upwind again to stay in touch. Big floaty push pass. Regaki was there to clean it up. Pretty risky, but I think it was on a high stall count. Follows it up. Regaki's floaty backhand falls a bit short of Brett Anderson and smacked out of bounds by Will Norton. Plunder will get the chance to take half, throwing downwind. This is going to restart with Tom Tallett. Right on the corner of the field of play. Chris Folks on the mark. Plunder running with a vertical stack. Bit of body contact in the stack there. Goes crossfield to Taylor. Taylor to Dow. To Norton. Chile working hard to take away the deep shots, but allowing him too many easy short throws. Tullett to Norton. Norton about 40 from goal. To Kai. I haven't seen much action this game so far. Tullett with the disc. Not much happening in the stack. Big swing around to Dow. Dow, big long backhand. Mike Baker gets enough of a hand to it to put it out of the reach of Yannick Savage. Chile keep themselves in this point. We'll get another go going upwind. Felix Wynn on the mark against Andrew Reeves. Reeves with a great up the line throw to Folks. Low forehand floaty pass against the wind. Very tricky in these conditions. Folks puts the high backhand up. In comes Ragaki. Misreads it. The foul call back on the mark. Didn't look like a very clean throw. Thought it might have been either a high stall count or maybe contact on the throw. Actually, the stall. Call was actually a stall. Didn't quite get it away in time. Folks content not to contest that one. Taylor picks up on the restart about 25 from goal, right on the near sideline. We didn't seem to be still playing D there. Blocking up the lane, but Taylor puts it way over the back. Hits Ant Dow. And Plunder take half. 9-7. So the scene is we've got probably around 6 or 7 minutes left of game time. And Chile are pulling upwind to Plunder, who are up by 2. It's late on day 3, late in the season, second last game of the season for both teams. We're about to witness some great efforts from both teams, I feel. Gaki's pull lands deep in Plunder's end zone to Matt Dow. Plunder running with their side stack, which worked for them well so far this season. Seems like they bring it in late in the game to isolate some of their best cutters. Blakely with the disc. Floating up. Wickramer again cleaning up the scraps. He's had a sensational game today playing in the middle. Blakely. Pick called in the middle. Play stops. This could be with Pete Blakely. They're 55 from goal. Plunder have definitely stepped up their work rate in the stack compared to the previous few offense points going downwind. Relying on cuts coming at the same time, but now they're coming from everywhere. Tullett wants Blakely, but swings it out wide across to Dow. Disc is down. The foul on the throw. I think Mike Larson might have got Tullett's arm all the way through. I think Larson's contesting that one. I think that was pretty clear. Definitely affected the throw. So a restart with Tullett. Stall count starting from 0. Thomas. I think we'll play stop because it feels actually disgustingly drifted over from the other field. Not often you see play stop for interference from other fields, but in these conditions it was bound to happen sooner or later. So disc will remain with Thomas. Christopherson on the mark. Thomas out to Blakely. Blakely wants a big, but mark there from Bruce shutting that down. Puts it in short to Webb. Don't think that was intended for him, but Thomas ends up with it. Dow. Over the top to his brother. Seems to be forcing straight up Chile. It's working well for them. Forcing Plunder to work with lots of sideways passes, lots of short gainers. Had to be a high store can there as Tullett gets across to Blakely. Blakely to Dow. Dow over the top to Wickramer and Plunder. Get the downwind goal to take a 3-goal advantage, 10-7. Tullett with the pull. Both teams conditioned very well, almost at full strength. Notable omission for HOTCHILLY's Luke Stevens, who dislocated his shoulder last game in the layout. Vu to Quickerman. Plunder missing Charlie Bloomer and Dave Roundtree with the injury. Quickerman. Behoy, Vu into Anderson. Wants a big uphand back in Ghana. Very flat, very long backhand, but far too long for Thomas to get to. Lands about 20 metres out the back of the end zone. Plunder's zone, very effective there, keeping HOTCHILLY contained to that near sideline. Forcing the throw. Tullett with the restart. To Dow. Dish back to Tullett. 6-4 from goal. He's still looking upfield. Not afraid to take a risk. Wood. Dash on the mark. 2 players haven't had a lot of game time today, but are working hard wherever they're there. Tullett. There goes the time cap siren. Oh! Wood a bit too anxious. Threw it before he caught it. And drops the disc right on the goal line. And Chile still have a sniff. Quickerman with the backhand over the top to Mike Baker to make the score. 10-8. It is now officially game to 11 for a place in the final. Comes down to this. Chile need 3 points to book themselves a place in tomorrow's final. Plunder need just to get the 1 downwind point. Should never discount HOTCHILLY. They've had a number of famous comebacks in the past. Plunder will be content. They'll just be content to work it just like every other offense point. Tullett to Blakely. Blakely to Kramer and disc goes to ground. Rigaki with the restart. To Booth. Booth to Junker. To Vu. Break backhand to Junker. Junker with a great grab to grab that early. To Rigaki. This goes to ground. Bit too far for Rigaki. Thomas going along with no one following. But Handler's not quick enough to respond. Tullett could tend just to play it easy. Play it just like every other 0 point, which is the right way to approach these situations. Smooth offense has worked for him so far. Why mess with it? Blakely. Puts it out, but not sure whether there was a hand on that one, or whether it was just a poor throw. But Chile have it, middle of the field, 20 from goal. Rigaki picks up the disc. Swing out to Vu. Bit of pressure on the, a little bit too much pressure on the mark there from Webb. We'll restart from 0. Doesn't seem to be a contested foul at all. Chile run with a vertical stack in the end zone, not isolating anyone, just will cycle through the cuts as required. Vu with a hammer over the top looking for Rigaki, and Rigaki with a huge grab over Matt Dow. Timed his leap beautifully there. And great hammer going into the win from Hoi Vu. Score is now 10-9. Chile's still very much alive. Colony with a very strong offensive line here with Ant Dow, Michael Thomas, Matt Dow, Tiger Webb, Tom Tullett, Pete Blakely and Mark Taylor. coming out of the time that they called there just to settle themselves. Anna Regaki really firing up her charges for Chile, who taking the line with Mike Baker, Tom Regaki, Josh Wickham, Steve Thomas, Steve Campbell, Mike Larson, and Paddy Dunn, I think that is. The glare's making it a bit hard to see here as the sun gets low here in Bendigo. Regaki with the pull. Oh, sorry, Brett Anderson was that last night. Lands the pull in, rolls out the back. We'll start from 64 out. Plunder will. Webb to start with the disc. Plunder running with a vertical offense. Blakely takes it high. To Thomas. Thomas looking infield. He's caught on the sideline there. Bit of pressure on. Hand block by Brett Anderson. What a moment. This could turn the game. Chile with the disc. About 2 minutes from their goal line. Regaki picking up early cut from Mike Baker just to get things started. Plunder playing very fierce D. Regaki, big long blade over the top to Mike Baker, who catches it, ends up off his legs, brings the score back to even. 10-all. We are going to sudden death. Chile have staged a great comeback here to bring it back to 10-all. Many teams are gathered on the sideline here as other games are wrapping up. This is it for both teams. Colony Pillage have booked themselves a place in the final with a 17-10 win over Megan. Megan fought hard in the end, got themselves back in the game, but obviously not enough. Both teams with their strongest lines on the field. Chile to pull upwind, Colony throwing downwind. We'd think they have the advantage. They've scored 5 to 6 upwind goals this game, so just as adept throwing one way or the other. Regaki to pull. Yeah, good support, good D support on the line here. Puts a pull up. It's a good pull too. Floats long and hard. Could be drifting this way. Lands inbounds. Webb picks it up to Dow. Dow to Cupcake to Tullett. Bump on the mark from Quickerman. Doesn't bother him. Low forehand to Ant Dow. Back to Tullett. Taking his time. Nice safe throw to Blakely. Blakely back to Tullett. Tullett having a lot of the disc this game. Tries to step through the mark. That'll be get a clean throw off. Holds onto it. Got to be a high stall count. Had to be close. Dumps to Blakely. Blakely to Matt Dow. Matt Dow with a hammer looking for Ant Dow. And he's done it! Colony Plunder win 11-10. And will face their compatriots Colony Pillage in tomorrow's final. Great finish to a great game. Good hard work by both teams. Good offense by both teams in trying conditions. And while Chile fought valiantly at the end to get themselves back in the game and force a sudden death, Plunder just were too good in the end with their offense. Better connections, much smoother, and better work. More efficient offense, and take the win. Colony Pillage and Colony Plunder face off tomorrow in a rematch of last year's final, which we'll bring to you on ULTI.TV as always. This is Simon Talbot signing up for ULTI.TV, the semi-finals of the 2013 Australian Ultimate Championships.